this person is trying to humiliate you in front of a crowd of thousands of people. That's what makes it so upsetting. Hey friends, it's Jesse here to share some thoughts with you today about what to do if you get trolled. So, the reason for today's video, I got trolled hard last weekend, and this person provoked me and upset me, and it was really disturbing because this was the worst internet argument I'd gotten into in more than a year and a half. And, staying out of internet arguments is part of what makes me feel like I'm making progress in my personal development. So getting into an internet argument felt like a major setback to me. So it was kind of disturbing for that reason, if for nothing else. But more than that, when somebody trolls you on the internet, it's got nothing to do with your personal beliefs or values. They try and make it seem like it is, but it's really purely a power contest, and it's a struggle for supremacy. It's just who's the bigger asshole, basically. I don't know a better way of saying it. In this case, it was me versus another guy, and after the first couple rounds, we were just basically trying to out alpha male each other, which is just stupid. There's no point in sitting around trying to out alpha male each other on the internet. Like, there's nothing at stake except both of our own egos. So yes, my ego was involved. This other guy's ego was most definitely involved. I felt pretty clear that he started it. In a sense, it doesn't matter who started it because I allowed myself to become provoked. And if I were capable of staying perfectly calm and centered at all times, then I would not have allowed some internet asshole to provoke me. So, clearly, remaining completely calm and centered at all times is an area where I still need to do some work. If you get trolled, this is the first thing you need to keep in mind. Remaining calm and centered is the best response to a provocation. The other person is trying to assert power over you, and if you refuse to give way to their provocation, then that takes away their power. You retain your power by refusing to get upset. I know that's very difficult sometimes, and some of you have never experienced this, and some of you are trolls, and so if you've never experienced it, then you just don't understand what it's like. And if you're a troll, then you're sitting there justifying your behavior to yourself, and I'm not really talking to you. The purpose of this video is for me to try to rehearse some ideas of what I wish I had done differently in this scenario this past weekend, and hopefully you may be able to take away from it some ideas of how you can respond differently if and when you next get trolled on the internet. So, first of all, what differentiates a trolling incident from an internet argument? Not every argument is a trolling incident, and not every trolling incident devolves into an argument. If you can defuse the situation, then as I mentioned earlier, you take away the troll's power. They're still a troll, because they're trying to provoke you. This is what differentiates a trolling incident from a friendly disagreement. The troll is trying to upset you. They're trying to make you look bad by provoking a response from you. A person with a friendly disagreement actually cares about some issue at all. And having made their point, they'll either keep making the same point or they'll move on. A person who's trying to upset you doesn't have a point. They will throw everything at you. They will just make personal remarks. They'll make stuff up. They will lie to your face about what they said in the same thread 3 posts ago to try and make it seem like the fact that you're arguing with them at all was your fault to begin with, when clearly you were just sitting there and this random person came along and started shit. This is the distinguishing feature of a troll. They tell lies to your face and insist that it's the truth. They tell you lies about yourself, and if you refuse to accept their lies about yourself, then they double down and throw more lies at you. It is very disturbing to sit there and listen to someone tell you lies about yourself. This is why trolling is so effective at provoking an angry response from a target. Once again, if you've never experienced this, then you just have no idea how upsetting it can be. Most people manage to stay out of this by, I don't know, not having much of a profile on the internet, I guess, is probably what most people do. They have private accounts. They only ever talk to a small number of people. They only ever talk to people they know well. They never speak about issues of any kind with anyone. They very carefully only ever associate with people who they are in lockstep about with everything. Now, the reason, let's be frank about this, the reason that I'm a target for trolls is because I have nuanced views. Nuance does not play well on social media. Social media is a place for black and white extremes. You either completely agree with one side or you're the evil enemy. There's no room for policy disagreements. For example, this is just a recent example that was in the news. Colin Powell recently passed away, and former President Donald Trump took to a press release to describe Powell as a rhino, a Republican in name only, because they had policy disagreements, and Trump rejected Powell's membership on his own side because in Trump's view there is no room for policy disagreements within the same party. You either agree about everything all the time, every time, or else you're not really a member of the group. Now, I just used Trump as an example, but let's be frank about this. The left does this too, and as a person who has traditionally identified with the left, I have become the target of the ire of the left because I occasionally disagree on certain policies. Jesse, how could you possibly disagree with the left on certain policies? Look, everybody disagrees with everybody sometime. If you completely agree with someone else about everything all the time, then either you haven't thought your positions through, you haven't completely heard everything they have to say, or you're failing to think for yourself, because nobody agrees with anybody else about everything all the time. Nobody. Christians don't agree with their own Bible half the time. Let's be frank about this. Nobody agrees with what somebody else says all the time. It just doesn't happen. So if you think that you agree with someone else all the time, you simply haven't thought it through. It's possible to have a friendly disagreement without turning it into a troll match. In order to keep a discussion friendly when people are not completely in agreement about everything, which is the normal state of human affairs, there are a few simple rules that we need to follow. And these are not rules that we impose on other people. These are rules that we impose on ourselves. First of all, you're disputing an idea. You're not disputing the other person. When you start making personal remarks, you're no longer talking about the idea. It has now become a simple power struggle. It's a power struggle when you start going after the other person. It is very easy to misrepresent what someone else is saying. As soon as you start misrepresenting what someone else is saying to suit your own argument, you're no longer debating in good faith. You're just trying to make the other person look bad. That's a power struggle. If someone else does this to you, you should feel empowered to point it out to them. I will never hold with this idea that when a troll throws shit at us on the internet, we have to just sit there and take it. That's a load of crap invented by trolls. If a troll throws a load of crap at you on the internet, you have the right to tell the troll that they're full of crap. But you don't have to then continue to debate the crap with them. It's pointless to sift through the manure pile to find out where the manure came from and which strand of manure is connected to some other strand of manure. It's a pile of manure. Let it sit in the field and decompose. You have the fundamental human right to describe that manure pile as a pile of manure. Having done that, leave the troll to the manure while you wander off and do something else. So this is what I should have done, and what I wish I had done when this guy trolled me over this last weekend. I should have, but failed to, tell the guy he was full of shit and block him and wander away. He pushed my buttons, he got my goat, he got me agitated, and successfully made me look bad because I took the time to argue with him. There's no point in arguing with a troll. There is every reason to inform the troll that they are a troll. Inform the troll that you see what they're doing. They are intentionally trying to provoke you because they're the sort of person who gets their joy in life from upsetting others. Having made that point, there's no point in continuing the conversation. Block the troll as quickly as possible. Once someone has begun to troll you, they're not going to turn around and become your friend at some point in the future. This person is toxic. They are only going to grow more toxic if you maintain a relationship with them. They may recruit their friends to come troll you on their behalf. And then you have to block all those people too. This is called a troll storm. And I would know, I've been the target of several of them. Or perhaps I've been the target of a single troll storm that lasted several years. However you want to look at it, I know what it's like. And based on my experience, you only have two options for making a troll storm stop. You can block every single account that trolls you, or you can leave social media altogether. There's no third option. You can't acquiesce the trolls into leaving you alone. I tried that. I made a good faith effort at one point to just do what the trolls asked, submit to their supremacy, that did not make them stop. It did not make them leave me alone. They kept at it, and they kept at it, and they kept at it, because what they want is the joy of watching you get upset. And once they know that they have that power, they will use that power indefinitely, over and over, until you block them and all their friends, or you leave social media. In my case, there were too many for me to block. In the end, I had to leave Twitter. And sometimes I kind of miss it, because at one point many years ago, I had what I thought were friends on Twitter. But most of those friends did not value that friendship. They eventually discovered how much fun it was to troll me. When they saw some of their other friends trolling me, the people I thought were my friends joined in. And that tells you, I think, a lot about the value of internet friendships. So, this is something else to do, to keep in mind when you get trolled on social media. If the individual who's trolling you is a friend, or a relative, or a friend of a friend, or a friend of a relative, and you think that you are obligated to maintain a connection to this person due to those friendships or family relationships, you think you're obligated to maintain a relationship with this person out of some need to be intellectually honest, don't listen to that bullshit. You do not owe this other person anything. The instant they start tearing away at your sense of self-worth, at your sense of dignity, at your sense of who you are, they lose the right to talk to you, ever, in the future. They have lost that right because they went after you. So, use the block button. Use it quickly, use it liberally, and don't hesitate. Sometimes when you're really angry, you write a response and you want the other person to see it so you don't block them quickly. That's a mistake. That's going to keep it going, because they're going to see your angry response. They're going to be like, woohoo, I managed to make them angry. And then they're going to keep going after you. Just block them. Block them. Block them quickly. Block them right away. This is what to do if you get trolled. Block the fucking troll. Tell the troll that you're about to block them. I'm a firm believer in putting this on the record, because here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize about trolling. Trolling is not just done to make you upset. Trolling is done to make you look bad in the eyes of all the bystanders. Social media is a forum. You're never just having a conversation with one person. You're having a conversation with one person in front of thousands of other people who are all watching this take place. This person is trying to humiliate you in front of a crowd of thousands of people. That's what makes it so upsetting. They're playing for points. They're trying to score points with the crowd by making you upset and proving to the crowd that they have power over you. This is how they get their joy in life. And that's what makes it so upsetting, is because you know that not only are you sitting there getting trolled by some asshole on the internet, but that asshole has backup. That asshole has a bunch of other trolls on their side, rooting for them, cheering for your every slip. So that's why I believe that you have every right to leave it on the record before you block the troll, the fact that that person is a troll, the fact that that person does not have the right to talk to you like that. Describe exactly what happened from your point of view and then block the troll. Do not wait for the troll to see your response before you block it. If they care, they'll create a fake account and see your response anyway. They'll contact their friends, and their friends will screenshot your response, and they'll see it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they see your response. You're not actually posting that response for the troll. You're posting that response for the bystanders. The entire conversation is for the benefit of the bystanders. So that is why it's better to stop the conversation before you get too upset. Because once you get too upset, your adrenaline response kicks in, your thinking brain leaves the building, and now you're emotional and you just are out for blood, and you want to, this person has hurt you and you want to hurt them back, and nothing good comes of that. When we start seeking revenge, we fall down the rabbit hole of doom. Nothing good comes of seeking revenge. So it is always better to seek forgiveness and have compassion for this other person. If somebody is so pathetic that they're wasting their life trolling other people on the internet, imagine how much they must be hurting inside. That's the thing. If this person is going out of their way to spread pain, to inflict pain, it's because they are filled with pain. If they are going out of their way to spread hate, it's because they are filled with hate, and it's hate for themselves. This person hates themselves. And no matter how much we may want to hate them, we have to remember to feel sorry for them. We have to remember to feel compassion for this person who hates themselves so much that they're going out of their way to spend all their time inciting hatred of others on the internet. What a waste of life. What a waste of this precious gift of life. Don't get sucked into their waste, like I did this last weekend. We can all learn to do better. So I'm going to try and do better, and I hope you will try and do better. And I know this video got a little long. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you later. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.